Hi, I'm Chuck Butler, and I'm from Monster Tracks Original Music here in Philadelphia. We're at Baker Sound Studios, where I produce original music for radio, film, and television commercials. And this is my Fingerworks eye gesture number pad that I use to control my Macintosh. The software that I use is running on a Macintosh, and this is Digital Performer. And this program allows me to record and edit audio and record and edit MIDI information, which allows me to control synthesizers and create music productions within the computer. So the way that would normally happen is, I might start with something like a drum groove, and that's recorded by adding MIDI information. So I'm going to go to a track that has a drum part recorded on it, and that just looks like a MIDI event like this that you see right here, which is just a solid line. One of the nice features of the pad is that when we're editing that kind of information, we wind up dragging things around a lot. With a mouse, to make fine motions like that with a mouse requires that you get kind of a grip and move side to side a lot on the mouse, and that tears my wrist up. With the pad, once I grab the event, I can just take a single finger, and just with one finger I can drag that event anywhere I want. And then when I play, that event is actually triggering the drum loop that you're hearing right now. With a mouse, you can only drag so far before you run out of room and have to start over again with where you're dragging. And with the pad, I can just go on and on forever, and not have to worry about starting over again with my drag. So that definitely speeds me up a little bit. And now when I play, I'll have that event. Other things that we do in audio, obviously, are we have the ability to mix the different levels of things. So, for example, the loop that I've been playing, that we've been listening to, if I play back that loop, that's coming up on a channel over here, and you can see the meters jumping up and down. And I can grab that fader and drag that to any level that I want. And what's neat is I can do that just like if I was doing it on a real mixing board, like in the old days when we had a big mixing board in this room, and I would reach down and grab a fader and move it up and down. Now I can literally do that just the way I did it with my hardware mixing console. And this is something that's very, very difficult with a mouse, because you're not moving left to right, you're actually moving up and down. Before I had the pad, I had gotten to a point where I was having, in my right wrist, I was having excruciating pain every day, to the point where I was afraid that if it continued much longer, I wouldn't be able to play the piano anymore. And that's just not acceptable for me, because that's how I make my living. And so that was the big motivation for me, to figure out some way to control this computer and do my computer work and not destroy my piano playing career. And that's what the gesture pad did for me, because it takes all that tension out of the wrist and it allows me to do all the work that I want to do. And since I started using it, number one, I've had no further problem with my wrist. And I had gone to doctors, and they were recommending all kinds of different things for me to try and exercises, and none of it was working. And the thing that changed it was using the gesture pad. As soon as I switched to that gesture pad, I would say within 2 weeks of using the gesture pad full time, my pain had diminished by 50 to 60%, and within a month of using it, the pain was gone, and it's never come back since, and I've been using the thing for 2 years, and I've never had another problem. And that's all great, and when you add on top of that the fact that you've got all these other advantages, particularly that I've discovered doing the audio work that I do, with all these other advantages, it just makes the pad a no-brainer for me. It's a complete no-brainer.